Hello, friends. Today I've decided to give a bit of a Scottish flavour to my video. As you can see, I'm wearing an old Scottish rugby shirt. It's from about 1985, when the team was really very successful. I think it was 1984, was it? They won the Grand Slam. I can't really remember. But at any rate, this is how it was in the old days with just the white thistle here, the Guardian thistle, so-called. And there's a story about that, how it protected the Scottish nation from Danish invaders, I think it was. And absolutely, as you can see, there is no advertising on this. That's the way I like it. I am of a certain age, and I'm quite think back to the amateur days with affection. So there we are. At any rate, I think I'm just going to give you a little a cappella version of Flower of Scotland, if you don't mind. And let's hope it gets past the censors or whatever they have on YouTube. Here we go. Flower of Scotland. O flower of Scotland, when will we see your likes again, that fought and died for your wee bit hill and glen, and stood against them, proud Edward's army, and sent them homeward to think again. The hills are bare now, and autumn leaves lie thick and still, a land that is lost now, which those so dearly held that stood against him. Proud Edward's army, and sent them homeward to think again. Those days are past now, and in the past they must remain, but we can still rise now and be the nation again that stood against him. Proud Edward's army, and sent him homeward to think again. Okay, well, that's it. I could have repeated the first verse at the end to make 4 verses, but I think you've probably had enough after 3. You get the general idea at any rate. Yeah, I don't speak like a Scotsman, but I am Anglo-Scottish. I was born in Peru. This is another long story, which you can find if you really want to know about it. There are hints on my YouTube channel. But anyway, I regard myself, I always have done, as regards rugby, as a Scottish rugby supporter. Looking forward to the World Cup coming up. But before I talk about that in more detail, I just think, just to sort of cement the idea that I'm quite Scottish. There we are. There's me in a kilt. This is the Ruxton tartan kilt, which we had done some years ago, probably about 20 years ago now. Still have this kilt. It was registered with the Scottish Tartan Society, etc., etc. So yeah, it's really quite comfortable, and I enjoy wearing it on occasions, but not in the heat of Japanese summer. In fact, I'm dying a little bit wearing this a rather thick rugby jersey right now. But anyway, the World Cup is coming up, the Rugby World Cup, that is, in September, and I'm greatly looking forward to it. I'm going to be supporting 2 teams. Clearly, I will support Scotland, as you can see. I will also support Japan, where I have happily lived for the last 35 years. So I think for once they're not in the same pool, which I suppose gives me slightly better chances of one of the 2 getting out of the pool, and my being able to continue my support into the quarterfinals and hopefully beyond. Well, whatever happens about that, I just want to finish this off by showing you one more thing. It's my beret. I've bought one of these wonderful berets, Rugby World Cup berets, since the tournament is going to be held in France. And it's got all of the teams on it. There you've got Scotland, you can see there just by my finger here. And Japan is up on by my other finger. Okay, so let's finish off by just, whoa. Not quite sure how Frenchmen wear a beret. I mean, I know how to wear a beret for British military purposes, but I don't know if I've got this quite right. Anyway, you won't see me with a string of onions, but I do think the beret, even though, again, it's totally unsuited for summer and it's wool, I think, it's a nice addition, and lots of interesting goods available for the French Rugby World Cup coming up in September 2023. Okay, that's about all I have to say at the moment. Except for, come on, Scotland! Okay, well, that'll probably do now. So cheers, and you might see me in a Japan supporting mode later on. Bye-bye.